Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Dialogue. I'm Taimur Shamil. Pakistan has been fighting extremism and terrorism for the last 15 years or so, and Pakistan has lost many innocent lives. Pakistan has also lost many soldiers in its fight against extremism and terrorism. Pakistan has fought one of the most notorious individuals and groups in the region, like Al-Qaeda, ETIM, TTP for that matter, and also Pakistan is on record saying that these terrorists, they have their safe havens inside Afghanistan, and also that they have been supported by India as well. Pakistan, which is trying for peace and stability in the region, as I earlier said, has now, we can see that there have been many military operations from Rahe-Rast, Rahe-Najat, Zarb-e-Azb, and now that is Rad al-Fasad. And all these military operations have been there to eliminate that mindset that promotes extremism and terrorism. But this all started, as we all know, after the war inside Afghanistan. Today we are going to talk about the US drone strike on the 13th of June, which killed reportedly two Haqqani network leaders inside Pakistan. The drone strike was carried out inside Pakistan in Hangu. And the Chief of Army Staff, Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, has criticized and has said that the US drone strikes are against the spirit of cooperation, and that Pakistan and US and also Afghanistan should cooperate in these security matters, and that we have a common foe, and that is terrorism and extremism. How would Pakistan, Afghanistan and United States and the NATO forces would act against the common foe? And recently we also saw that Pakistan carried out an operation in Mastung against the Daesh, Daesh which is now very active inside Afghanistan as well, and Daesh that has been trying to gain grounds inside Pakistan. Today we're going to talk about all this, about the security situation inside Afghanistan, and why still Afghanistan, 15 years on, is still a problem. We also saw that many innocent people in Mazar-e-Sharif in Kabul lost their lives in one of the most deadliest attacks in the history of Afghanistan. To talk about all this, we have our guest in the studios. Our first guest is Ambassador Shahid Kiani, the senior diplomat and expert on Pakistan's foreign policy. So welcome to the program. Our second guest is Mr. Wali Muhammad Khan. He's a senior defense analyst and former IB chief. So welcome to the program. Ambassador Shahid Kiani, starting with the recent development on the security matters, the US drone strike inside Pakistan in Hangu, that was also criticized by the parliamentarians as well, by the opposition parties as well, also criticized by the Chief of Army Staff. How do you see that these strikes are counterproductive, as the Army Chief said? How do you see it?
You know, these are counterproductive. The Army Chief version carried by the ISPR, I think, was in the right direction. What I don't agree with is there has been a criticism of the Army Chief that, you know, enough was not done. Let me make it clear. Army Chief is head of a army institution. He can briefly state it's the duty of the government of Pakistan to criticize at length. What he has said is suffice the requirement. Now, coming back to this drone strike, it is a total violation I will speak in the context of international law. International law, which now more than 200 countries have signed the United Nations Charter, clearly states that doing such a thing as the drone strike is a violation of the sovereignty of a country. Once the United States does that, then how does it escape the criticism of a country which is an ally of that country for the last more than 70 years? Now, why United States, if you ask, then the State Department will, you know, would clarify and say, oh, there is mistrust and something like this. How do you do that? I can tell you there is a considerable criticism within the United States and within the Western countries on the drone strike because of collateral damage it does, physically killing people and violating the sovereignty of a country. You don't do that, you know, once you are an ally. The Chief of Army Staffs, he invited attention to what? To the trust which should have been there between the two countries. Why on earth, if the United States takes the military political leadership into confidence and says that we are against all the terrorists, if they are hiding in our area,
and we have been acting against them.
Yes, please, take us into confidence. You know, you don't have to take the whole institute into confidence. A certain people, the head of a very important institution is here. He understands how things are shared. Once you do that, then allow us, we can work together because this is a common menace. Terrorism and terrorists are common menace.
Mr. Buri, talking about this extremism and terrorism, Pakistan and United States, together they have been fighting against extremism and terrorism. But at the same time, this military-to-military relationship and also these drone strikes, do you think that they also fan the anti-US sentiment inside Pakistan perhaps as well? Because many people in Pakistan are also concerned about the sovereignty and the integrity of the country, and we also see the violation of the sovereignty. How do you see these counterproductive drone strikes?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Well, I totally agree what my friend has said. The basic factor of this drone attack, I consider this is totally in violation of A, the international law. B, it is against, totally against our sovereignty. And this is, as you have said, and probably we all think that we have been fighting against the terrorism with them and all that stuff. No. I think we should stop this, our policy of appeasement. It's high time now, whether it is America or it is whatever the country may be, we should have to put our own house in order, and we should only see our own interests. Pakistan first. I think every leader that comes on the stage, he talks about Pakistan first, but unfortunately, they do not consider this factor the way it should be. So American, they have their own interest. They cheated us, if you recollect, in case of Osama bin Laden, when they came and, whatever has happened.
And that was when the relations were strained, obviously. Right.
If you just give it slightly this thing, the India, we have, I think, the worst possible relation that we can have with India. India is our enemy number one. If somebody has any doubt, well, then he's probably living in a fool's paradise. With all that, they cannot afford, why? To cross over the border, whether it is in the shape of drone, whether it is in some other, they cannot take that action. Why? Because we consider them as enemy and we are taking full care of that border. Unfortunately.
And Pakistan's response would be very much predictable, obviously.
And, yes. And unfortunately, on the other side, we think that this is what probably not, I don't think, and I think
so do you think
vast majority of our country, they don't think. Our government may be thinking, they may be having something.
This is lack of trust? How do you see it?
Absolutely. No, it is not lack of trust, I would say. They have their own interest. Look, they are in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, I've said it again, that Afghanistan, its sovereignty, where is its sovereignty? They cannot afford to pay even to their armed forces. What to talk of Afghanistan, as a country. Who is paying? The American? The Indians? No, the Indian factor will come. So we are looking in that direction that, okay, we have tried, I think, not best something, the words which I don't have for this. I think we should stop this thing. We should leave them on their own, whether they're the American, whether somebody else. We should take care of our own self. And I mean, they have not been sincere to us. We have given them the list,
as well. And this is a very interesting point, Mr. Shahid Kenny, and that is that Pakistan has handed over a list of terrorists who have their safe havens inside Afghanistan. Afghanistan has also handed us the list of terrorists who they think have their safe havens in Pakistan. Now, my point is that 15 years on, United States and NATO forces are there inside Afghanistan. We have been fighting against the terrorists as well. What is the problem? What are the hurdles? Don't you think that we can solve these issues of the terrorist presence inside Afghanistan or anywhere else through the diplomatic means, let's say? Why do we have to go for the drone strikes that would further aggravate the situation and also strain the relations between Pakistan and US and Afghanistan?
Let me put on record, there are drone strikes in Afghanistan also. I can tell you, many a time United States carries out drone strikes.
If you allow me, I can just quote the names of those terrorists who have been eliminated by United States.
Absolutely.
Hakimullah Masood, the head of Tariq-e-Taliban Pakistan, who also killed many innocent Pakistanis as well. Waliur Rahman Masood, Qari Hussain Masood, Wali Muhammad and Ibn Amin. These were the leaders of Al-Qaeda and TTP.
You see, what I said earlier, that there is absolutely no doubt that when the United States, carries out a drone strikes, it kills what you call these terrorists. There is no doubt about that. But the fact is, there are two aspects. The aspect of sovereignty, you are coming within our territory, killing people. What stops you from sharing this information with us? I said, the former head of the IB knows how to share information. At the highest level, that yes, we are going to carry out this strike. These are the people which are inimical to us and to you. They are our enemy, your enemy, and you gave the names of these people. They are not friends of Pakistan. But sir, the thing is, when you do this thing, that shows mistrust. That means you don't trust us. And how do you reconcile these statements, repeated statements of the State Department, Pakistan as a trusted ally? What sort of trust are you telling us? When you come in our territory, carry out a strike, kill people. People, we do not, you see, if you look at the statement doesn't talk about the killing of these people. Let's talk about the drone strike itself, which is a violation of the sovereignty of a country, and especially of a country which is a very close ally, which has suffered for the last, now you talk about 9/11, since 1979, we are suffering. One thing more I want to tell you, from all this negative thing which is there, and I'm sure the US government will take cognizance of what we have said, especially when the political leaders also talk. There has been a positive development on the sidelines of the SCO. The Afghan president and the Prime Minister of Pakistan met, and they've agreed to kickstart the QCG, the Quadrilateral Coordination Group meeting, which includes Pakistan, China, United States, and we will be able, and there's another positive thing, and both the leaders have agreed, this is a very positive development, that irrespective of what has happened, we will exchange information, we will ratify, we will verify whatever happens. If there is a terrorist attack in your country, a terrorist attack in our country, I must commend the Prime Minister of Pakistan and the President of Afghanistan to have agreed to kickstart this process.
Right. Mr. Wali, whenever we talk about extremism and terrorism, this drone strike certainly violated the sovereignty of Pakistan. And whenever we are there near the Afghan-Pakistan border, we have also seen many of our soldiers were being attacked from the Afghanistan side. This clash on the Afghanistan-Pakistan border, the clash on the Chaman border, the clash on the Torkham border, we see it very frequently, and then we see the violation of the border as well. Do you think that at this time, Pakistan should make it very clear with the Afghan government and the US forces that these things and these issues would not be tolerated in the future, let's say? And what is the way out for Pakistan to bring this issue up with the United States and the Afghan government, that we can solve this issue through diplomacy, let's say, or through building trust?
Well, I would say that there is, lack of, as you said, the trust factor. That is there, and the trust factor has to be there, because, we consider them, probably we are too naive, I would say. We consider them as our friend, our allies. But this is what our ally does. And the people that even you mentioned, all these terrorists, yes, they were terrorists, no doubt about it. But most of them were in our side, like Waliur Rahman and Naik Muhammad and all that stuff. We have been sharing these information with them. The first drone attack which took place in Pakistan, we indicated, here is this chap, Naik Muhammad, let me take, he was the first to be taken in Pakistan, in Palachinar area. So we believe, we have trust in them. And here we can make our decisions also. But unfortunately, as my friend has just said, that our Prime Minister and their President, well, when it comes to their President, we know what is the capacity, what is, his strength. I've said this thing that they can't afford to pay even their army what to run their system. So it is the Indian factor. Now the Indian, unfortunately, for them, they cannot, use their own border. So the proxy war is on in Afghanistan. Again, unfortunately, in Afghanistan, the president and their chief executive, they don't see eye to eye.
Even the vice president, Dostum, for that matter.
And the Americans, you know, they could not go to, they could not enter Afghanistan from the south, which is primarily a Pashtun area. So they came from the north, and they used the Northern Alliance. Now, they have used the Northern Alliance, and now the Northern Alliance naturally is 100%, you know, acting on the, what the American would say and what the Indian would say. You know, their children, they are all, these top leadership, they are all in New Delhi, they are in their various institutions. So as far as we are concerned, now we have to take, you know, this decision. Yes, you are absolutely right. Once for all, we must tell them that please stop it. Enough is enough. We will not take any nonsense. We should not allow this. Even the statement which has been criticized by the politician of the Chief of Army Staff, that it is counter. I think we are just playing with the words, counterproductive and this. No, it's not. It is not in the interest of the sovereignty of Pakistan. So we should tell them, if you do next time, then I'm afraid we will also take the counter action. This should be very clearly told to Afghans. And one thing, let me, you know, we haven't probably be able to cover that aspect, that always there is a conference, you know, whether it is in China, whether it is in Russia, our relation with Russia, they are progressing in a positive direction.
We'll discuss about Russia and the regional cooperation as well.
Right? As far as we are concerned, we should make up our mind. All these conferences, you know, if you don't take a tough stand, probably they will continue doing this. And that is any conference in which India is sitting, we should, whether it is in India, whether it's in China, whether it's in Russia, we should refuse to attend. What business India has in Afghanistan? They don't share border, they don't share religion, they nothing common except...
But they do have interest in that. I'm going to put this question to Ambassador Shahid Khani and you as well, that since India is there, many people, Ambassador Shahid Khani, just like Mr. Wali, they are of the view that since India is there, they have been talking very much negative about Pakistan. The negative sentiment that prevails over there inside Afghanistan is also because of the Indian presence over there. They have repeatedly brought up the issue of Haqqani network as well, which they think, and they have alleged that it has its presence inside Pakistan, whereas many of our officials have said that now the Haqqani network is in Afghanistan at the moment. This negative perception that is there inside in Afghanistan against Pakistan is because of the Indian involvement and presence in Afghanistan. These recent attacks in Mazar-e-Sharif and in Kabul, which killed many, I think more than 100 people inside Afghanistan, is because of the security situation that is there, the precarious and fragile security situation in Afghanistan. They're not willing to take the responsibility of the security situation inside Afghanistan. Rather, they're blaming it on Pakistan. Do you see it that way?
Let me just first say to you, Wali Saab was right. You see, you look at the fractious leadership in Afghanistan that permeates to the common man, to the society, and to the armed forces. In addition to their inability to pay, that is a financial aspect, I think this is a lesser aspect. The more important is the relationship at the top, the leadership. They have not been able to even make their own cabinet. Then the chief executive doesn't talk to the president. So this permeates down to the armed forces. There are groups. They have not been able to, unfortunately, you know, the tribal society, they have not been able to progress to make themselves, you know, they are Afghans, all of them, barring aside their sects, but they are all Afghan. They speak, half of them speak Pashtun, the others speak Persian. But they've been living together for centuries, not from today. They should have been able to, you know, work together. Money has never been a matter. United States have been paying them. Let me just tell you something about the Indian factor. But just one.
But money is not the issue with Afghanistan. Money. But maybe corruption is, because that is a very big issue inside Afghanistan.
Corruption is a huge factor. Corruption is a huge factor, and I don't know how much money is siphoned off. Have been siphoned off earlier. I cannot say about President Ghani. Let me be honest. I cannot say, but corruption is. Let me just tell you about the Indian factor. I was in Canada in maybe October 2000 in Ottawa when the first conference of overseas Afghanistan took place. It was within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Afghanistan. There was so much of goodwill for Pakistan. I interacted with so many. It was a 4-day conference leading to the Bonn conference, which took place, I think, in December of that year. There was so much of goodwill for Pakistan, believe it or not. I never saw anybody talk about India. Who brought India? It is on record. It is the United States, which says that India is a regional power. It should come. I agree with Mr. Bashir Ali. Why should India be there? Apart from India's economic investment, which has been there for maybe centuries because the Sikh element who are doing business, what commonality India has? This is some United States has brought them in, and you see this elephant is there inside the shop, and who's going to take it out?
Foreign policy, then that is a very important point and very important thing to discuss, Mr. Wali, and that is that Pakistan's foreign policy has been very mature if we look at the past 3 or 4 years. We have been discussing Afghanistan. We have been trying for peace in Afghanistan. We have been trying that the Kabul government and Taliban would come on the table and they would talk about the peace inside of Afghanistan, because that is the only way we can have peace in Pakistan. Whatever is happening in Afghanistan has a direct, indirect effect on Pakistan and the tribal areas as well. Mr. Sajjad Aziz in 2015, he went to Amritsar, and I repeatedly say this, to attend the Heart of Asia conference. We were discussing Afghanistan and India. Mr. Sajjad Aziz said that we want to have peace in Afghanistan. He was criticized by the Afghan officials, by the Indian officials as well, and they didn't reciprocate the way Pakistan was taking up this issue. Do you think that Afghanistan and India as well, now they have to improve their foreign policy and come out of these petty issues that they have been discussing with Pakistan? We have a bigger enemy, and that is extremism and terrorism, and we have to solve that issue.
Yes, in one word, I will answer it that yes. It is very unfortunate. I think right from this forum, before even Sajjad Aziz could leave for India, I think we had a program here, and in which I said, I still maintain what I said, he shouldn't have gone. When two countries get into any negotiation, or you wish to negotiate certain issue, there has to be this sincerity aspect. Forget about, yes, as I said, India, I consider them as our enemy number one. Okay, they may be considering us as the enemy. But when we go there, why we go there? We go there that let's, what has happened in the past 70 years, let's try to resolve these things at least bit by bit, over the period. But no, they have an agenda of their own. And that agenda, they are making full use of that through Afghanistan. No, we again know Afghanistan. As I said, they don't have the power, they don't have the will. As far as this Haqqani net, we keep harping on this Haqqani network, Haqqani network. No, this Haqqani network, they go and right in the north, they go and operate in a very
difficult
in a strength.
Right.
Do you think that we have provided them 8-lane road from Miran Shah that, okay, go, take all this. It is all indigenous now. For God's sake, as far as some of them may be living here, yes, there are tribes which are, sharing of the Pashtun. You take it right from Chitral onward.
Bada Bear attack, Army Public School attack, Shahzada University attack, our officials on record saying that these attacks were planned and carried out from Afghanistan. And these terrorists, they have their safe havens in Afghanistan. What is so difficult, let's say, for the Afghan government, for the US forces, NATO forces to act against those terrorists who have their safe havens in Nangarhar, in Nuristan or other provinces?
They just don't have any problem. The only problem the US has, and in giant, collaboration with India, to keep the system, to keep the countries, destabilized. If Afghanistan is today stabilized, if there is peace, Do you think the American will be able to stay there? No. They want to stay there in the larger interest. They want to encircle China. In the larger interest, they want to encircle the Soviet Union and all. So they want to achieve that goal with this. So they will keep this destabilized. And let me tell you right from this forum, I'm telling you, if the Americans or anybody else even, of course, we not in Pakistan because we understand them. So long the foreign forces, which they call the occupation forces, if they are in Afghanistan, there will never ever be a peace. You can do whatever you wish to, whatever the Americans want to. So the answer to the problem is that vacation days, which they will never agree, and neither the Afghan government has the strength nor will, and because they are the one who are on their paid list. So if the Americans are there, this trouble will never finish. Now this Haqqani network, why don't they seal the border? We told this very issue, we took this issue with even the Soviet Union after their invasion. We said seal the border and then share the information, and whatever elements are here, we will sort them out. They refused. Even now we say the American can afford, they have the forces, they have the financial this thing. Why don't they seal the border?
Well, one question and then we'll take a break, Mr. Kiani, and that is that US Embassy and the diplomats in Pakistan, they're doing excellent job to create harmony and peace and understanding between the people of Pakistan and the people of US as well. And they have done a lot. Pakistanis have also been interacting with them a lot. They've been doing a great job. But such kind of drone strikes, such kind of acts, let's say, of mistrust at times, do you think that they hamper the trust, let's say, or they affect the steps taken by the State Department, US State Department as well?
Look, United States is an extremely important political, economic and development partner, defense partner of Pakistan. Has been there for the last 7 decades. There is no doubt. There is an immense contribution of the United States in alleviating, improving the lives of our people. There is no doubt. But such things which now the common man understands and knows, damages the image of this country. So whatever the United States mission in Pakistan will be doing, the ambassador will be doing, and his team will be doing. One such incident like this has happened, I think, after considerable, many weeks, erodes the image, spoils the image, because the common man or the man is unable to understand as to why can't we kill these people, or why can't we get hold of these people, why they have to send a drone. Because as I said, there is immense criticism in the United States because of 2 reasons: the undermining the sovereignty and collateral damage of the drone strikes.
And also, when Chief of Army Staff says that this is counterproductive, do you think that he's saying that every drone strike would also create many more terrorists as well?
Absolutely.
And that would be difficult for Pakistan to fight against those terrorists, because that is creating hurdles for us.
Because we do not know at this time that apart from those 2 terrorist leaders who have been killed, how many other innocent lives have been lost. But this is something which needs to be looked into.
Right. We'll take a break at this point. And also, Chief of Army Staff said that we need to work on FATA reforms as well. And the people of FATA, certainly, they deserve much more and better lives inside FATA. We need more schools, more colleges, more hospitals, and more job opportunities in FATA. If we want to fight extremism and terrorism, we have to fight it with development. We are going to talk about this after this break. Stay with us.
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the 5 daily prayers, and from one Friday prayer to the next, and from Ramadan to Ramadan are expiation for sins committed in between, provided one stays away from the major sins.
सारे एक दूसरे के नेक मोहम्मद
Welcome back. We are discussing extremism and terrorism and how Pakistan has been fighting the most notorious individuals and groups in the region like TTP, Al-Qaeda, ETIM and many others, and Pakistan has successfully eliminated these terrorists from Pakistan. And now we are going to discuss about the FATA region. Mr. Bashir, Chief of Army Staff, also said while talking about this drone strike and other issues, security related issues inside FATA and on the border as well, that we need to have FATA reforms as soon as possible, and also that people of FATA, they deserve more schools, colleges, hospitals and better life inside FATA so that they can have more job opportunities and a peaceful life over there. And these people, obviously the people of FATA, the patriotic people, can fight these extremists who have, let's say, their safe havens on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border as well. How do you see the FATA region and its role in fighting extremism and terrorism?
Well, I'm son of the Sahel. I belong to that part of the world. I've served there in almost about 10 to 15 years in the both of our prime agencies. I've headed that area. I would say if we can somehow, what the chief has said, I totally agree with him. And if we follow that, I tell you, these now I think we have over a core, deployed. It used to be only a division in those areas, not even inside. They were in Banu, Kohat and Peshawar and all that, not in Minar Shah and North Waziristan and all that. They can do all our defense requirement. I tell you, they can, come up to our expectation. But there is this lack of education, everything. Schools, if you look at schools, you look at the hospitals, there's nothing, practically there is nothing. And we expect them to, be, when we talk, we say, yes, we are at par, they are at par. But unfortunately, it's the political, now this the FATA reforms, everything was decided. Everything, I think, it was worked out by our even assembly. It was Sartaj Aziz was probably heading that setup. That then he was in the governor. I had about, I think last week or the week before, I was with the governor and WFP. We were discussing the same thing. So everything was discussed, but all of a sudden, then we find that one, joker comes into it, like the Fazl Rahman. He's not from tribal. On what base, but since he is with our political system, he is the ally of the ruling system. So it was initially postponed and I don't know what and what not.
I think this has fallen prey to the political rhetoric.
Exactly. We are doing that. So if we are, I said initially, there is lack of trust, sincerity, of course. If we follow that, okay, we want to develop this area. We want to help and develop these people. If we do that, I think these are the people. We should go back into our history. They at the time of independence. Who, went to, do you think it was your people from either Peshawar, Charsadda or Odes, or Punjab or Sindh? No, it was these tribal people who went to Kashmir, and all that has been done by them. They fought for you. They fought for this country. So do you expect there's something gone wrong? But when these politicians come into this, politics come into it, then everybody, tries, everybody's
Shortly, what is the way out then? Shortly.
The way out is you keep these politicians out, and even whatever there were problems as far as those FATA reforms are concerned. But even if
Let
you
the
go,
people manage.
it has to be a start. There has to be a start. If you give them school, okay, not hospital, still they will behave. But if you give them the hospital, they're going to school and all these things, so the people will definitely, you know, they would know that it is, we are doing these things in sincerity and not only for, you know, our vote business, you know. So we should keep this politics out of it. Anything which is in the good interest of that area, which is in the good interest of those people, we should follow that. Whether it is for the government or is not for the government, no. Right. You know, the government keeps changing.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Kenny, many people are of the view. You have a point.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to it. Listen, this is most unfortunate. These are issues of governance. You have a committee headed by Mr. Taj Aziz, who worked for months together. And he, you know, along with his team, and the inputs came from all parts of the country, especially from the tribal areas. The issue of governance is, when everything was being done, and the people of FATA were looking at this, that okay, we will become part of the KPK province, and we will be at par with them, especially as far as Mr. Wali was saying, social sectors, health and education, which you know touches the common man every day, and he will have the roads and schools and colleges, because every member of the Pakistan, you know, society, it has equal rights to have his children educated, to have a better health, to have better roads. Now became a what you call a pawn in the larger political game. From this forum, I would say to the Prime Minister of Pakistan that I think he should see the larger picture, should announce, you know, to the people that yes, the FATA reform, because there are a number of points of view. One point of view says hold a referendum. For God's sake, who wants to hold a referendum now? At this time, when things are not normal in the tribal areas, when the war is being fought there, let this become part of Pakistan. Let the reforms which were agreed to should be implemented.
People have already agreed by them.
Should be implemented and allow these people to lead common lives. These people in tribal areas have suffered enough.
Do you think a developed FATA would also have an impact on diplomacy and security of the region as well? Diplomacy with Afghanistan.
Sir, the thing is, their voice will now be heard. They will now they will be sitting in the provincial assembly. They will sitting. The larger number of them will be sitting in the National Assembly of Pakistan, the Senate. They'll become part of the foreign policy formulation, the policy formulation. It's very important. And now, sir, now at this time when only yesterday United States was saying that they will have a new policy towards Pakistan and Afghanistan. Why shouldn't those people have their voice? Because they are, as you said rightly, half the tribes are sitting across Afghanistan.
They have been directly affected by the
the war against terror. They are the ones who have faced the brunt of this war against terrorism. Believe it or not, so many of them are living in camps and tents. Let them lead let them lead normal lives.
Representation of people of FATA in the Provincial Assembly and in the National Assembly would have an impact on Pakistan's foreign policy towards Afghanistan and towards US as well. And also, these people can have an impact on the AFPAC policy. Mr. Wali, do you agree with this? That
yes,
these people,
of course.
They
you know, if they are in the, as my friend has said, there is no such thing as a member of the Provincial Assembly. They are not there because they are not part of that. But
if they become,
but they are here in the Senate.
At this time.
But
after the reforms.
But after the reform,
yes,
of course. When they are in that province, I mean, they will be, you know, they are already same people. They are mixed up. They are custom, traditions and everything. So they will speak out what they feel. And when they speak out, then you will be able to take care of those things which are not, you know, in line with our policies, let's say. So if they come to the provincial assemblies, if they come to the national assemblies, well, they'll be able. So you will be able to know as to what are their feelings. Today, you don't even know what their feelings are.
And it's been many years, 70 years now, and we still have this outstanding issue with Afghanistan, not from our side, but from the Afghanistan side, and that is of border management. Afghanistan still doesn't agree with the border management with Pakistan. They have settled their borders with Russia, with Iran as well, but they still have issue of border with Pakistan. Do you think that also needs to be solved, and Pakistan needs to fence, let's say, or manage the 2,500 kilometer long border with Afghanistan so that we can protect our people in FATA,
Yes.
and also that they can protect their people in Afghanistan?
Look, this border management, I don't know how far it has gone. It's a very good this thing, yes. Let them, you know, if they don't agree with the dividend line or this line or that line, it's their problem. Okay, it is now 70 years. Different governments have come and gone and all that stuff. So it is recognized, established as far as we are concerned. So if that is the international border for us, with a, you know, when we talk about Afghanistan, so this border management, of course, if it goes, it's a very difficult phenomena, you know. Over 2,500, maybe more, if you go to the top, you know, the Shandurs and all that stuff, when you go to Gilgit-Chitral and all that stuff. So we have to do it. We should properly guard it. We should see, you know, complete this movement, this freestyle movement, on whether it is on Torkham, whether it is on Ghulam Khan area, or whether it is in Chaman and all that. So for them, you know, if you stop them, they, you know, it's a sovereign state, for God's sake. But unfortunately, look at the people. People across, you know, what happened in Chaman, you know, they just, you know, there was a very simple, you were performing certain duties, which was in accordance with the rules, the system of Pakistan. And there is somebody who says, okay, why these people are here? And those people, look at, and who are those who were trying to, you know, Achakzai, for example. He's the first cousin of Mahmoud Achakzai. He is sitting in our assembly and he's working against Pakistan, for God's sake. So we have to be realistic.
Can I just say, see, the last thing, you know, you don't have much time. You see, there are, in international relations or in foreign policy, there are nothing brotherly and relations, something like this. But please let us get away from this thing. President Ghani is on record of saying that we have no brotherly relations with Pakistan. Okay. During
But do you think that we are docile, we have been docile?
No, please. But let me just say to you, sir, we have shown enough patience. Durand Line is a settled issue. The colonial masters, Britain, and then now United States are on record of saying that this is a settled issue. We need to fence it. It will take us maybe 20, 30 years. Let us put in every budget a chunk of money. Let us seal it. A complete, you know, border should be like normal country. And anybody who wants to come should come through through holding a visa.
Procedure.
Let us do like this. Let us, and then we can put an end to all this acrimony. Why do we have to listen to Afghanistan? We need to just inform them that we have started fencing a border and share the maps with them.
Right.
That's it.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Mr. Shahid Ghani, a pleasure having you on the program. Mr. Bashir Wali, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Today we discuss about the security situation inside Pakistan and also in Afghanistan. We have a common foe, we have a common enemy, and that is extremism and terrorism. We need to build trust between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and also United States as well. Many people, many innocent people have lost their lives in Afghanistan and in Pakistan, and this is the time that we should make a clear policy on how to handle the preparators and the financiers of terrorism and extremism in Afghanistan and in Pakistan. Thank you for watching today's program. See you next time. Khuda Hafiz.
रमज़ान पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न कराची मरकज़ से पेश कर रहा है रमज़ानुल मुबारक की स्पेशल ट्रांसमिशन रमज़ान पाकिस्तान। आप भी शामिल हो सकते हैं रमज़ान पाकिस्तान में अपनी फैमिली के साथ। दावत नामा हासिल करने के लिए रोज़ाना दोपहर 1 बजे से शाम 5 बजे तक फ़ोन नंबर 02199230565 पर अपनी रजिस्टर
Assalamu alaikum. You're watching PTV World News at 6. I'm Hamza Rifat with the headlines. Pakistan attains full membership of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Terming it a historic day, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif resolves to work closely with the SCO member states. SCO member countries agree to further strengthen cooperation. Astana Declaration has been signed at the conclusion of the summit. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Russian President Vladimir Putin hold a meeting in Astana on the sidelines of the SCO summit in the city. Hossain Nawaz appears before the joint investigation team probing the Panama Papers case to record his statement. According to him, he says there's no evidence of criminality to be found by the JIT. Asian Development Bank will provide $86.4 million for the Behur High-Level Canna Extension Project. China says the teachers have been kidnapped in Pakistan are likely dead. Curfew imposed in Indian-occupied Kashmir to prevent protests against the killing of the student. And in cricket, it's the Champions Trophy where New Zealand have opted to bat first against Bangladesh.
पर बेहतर रही है। हमारी दिफाई मसनूआत न सिर्फ मयारी बल्कि कम कीमत भी हैं जो मार्केट को आसानी के साथ मुतवज्जो कर सकती हैं। हमें अपनी सलाहियत से मज़ीद फ़ायदा उठाने के लिए मार्केटिंग की जदीद तकनीक इख्तियार करनी चाहिए। गुर्बत के ख़ात्मे के लिए कौमी सतह पर सख्त मेहनत की ज़रूरत है। इस सिलसिले में BISP के ज़ेरे एहतमाम संजीदगी से काम हुआ है। मुझे खुशी है कि इसके बजट में भी 3 गुना इजाफा किया गया है। मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि ख़वातीन को बाइख्तियार बनाने की कोशिशों के साथ तरबियत के ज़रिए इनकी सलाहियतों में भी इजाफे के लिए मनसूबाबंदी की जाए। गुज़िश्ता बरस हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस स्कीम जारी की गई। इलाज और मुआलजे की सहूलतें आम करने के ज़िम्न में यह एक मुफीद मनसूबा है, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि आबादी में तेज़ रफ्तार इजाफे और महदूद वसाइल की वजह से मुल्क में तिब्बी सहूलतों की सूरत हाल काबिल रश्क नहीं रही। दूर दराज और पसमानदा इलाक़ों पर दवाखानों और अस्पतालों की मौजूदगी के बावजूद बाज़ लोगों की नाअहली की वजह से तिब्बी सहूलतें आसानी से मैसर नहीं आती। इसलिए ज़रूरी है कि तिब्बी नज़्म व नस्क़ को बेहतर बनाया जाए और बढ़ती हुई आबादी की ज़रूरियात पूरी करने के लिए مزید ہسپتال اور ہیلتھ یونٹس قائم کیے جائیں۔ نئی شاہراہوں کی تعمیر اور آمد و رفت کے بہتر ذرائع کے میسر آنے کی وجہ سے سفری سہولتوں میں اضافہ ہوا ہے۔ شہروں کے اندر ماس ٹرانزٹ سسٹم کی بہتری کے لیے میٹرو، گرین لائن اور ٹرین سروس اہمیت کی حامل ہے۔ مجھے خوشی ہے کہ ان منصوبوں کی توسیع کراچی تک ہو چکی ہے۔ آزاد جموں و کشمیر، فاٹا، گلگت بلتستان کے پسماندہ علاقوں کو ملک کے دیگر حصوں کے برابر لانے کے لیے حکومت نے خطیر رقوم مختص کی ہیں، جو خوش آئند ہے تاکہ وطن عزیز کے تمام علاقے یکساں طور پر ترقی کر سکیں۔ زراعت معیشت میں ریڑھ کی ہڈی کی حیثیت رکھتی ہے، اس لیے ضروری ہے کہ اس شعبے کی ترقی اور کسانوں کی حالت زار میں بہتری کے لیے مسلسل اقدامات کیے جائیں۔ کھاد سمیت دیگر ضروری اشیاء کی کم قیمت پر فراہمی کی کوششیں اطمینان بخش ہیں، لیکن اس شعبے کو سب سے بڑا چیلنج موسمیاتی تبدیلیوں سے ہے۔ میں چاہتا ہوں کہ وفاقی اور صوبائی حکومتیں ایک مشترکہ حکمت عملی کے تحت کام کریں۔ یہ مسئلہ چونکہ عالمگیر حیثیت اختیار کر چکا ہے، لہذا اس پر قابو پانے کے لیے دنیا بھر میں کیے جانے والے تجربات سے فائدہ اٹھانے کی منصوبہ بندی کی جائے۔